Hey folks, Rich here. Got a brand new plane to show you guys coming from FMS Models, coming to Force RC. This is an oldie but a goodie coming from FMS with some improvements. This is their version 2 64mm F-16. Now this is a fixed gear jet, but for anybody on a budget who wants a, just an economical EDF jet to fly, this is really a nice option because it really flies well, it goes together real easy. And they've made lots of improvements over the original one. Mostly the wings plug in now instead of having to glue those in place. And on board is an all-new 64mm 12-blade fan now. So it really has a little bit more power, and it has a really nice jet sound to it as well. I did videos of the version 1 years ago, and it was a great flying airplane, but it had that high-pitched whine with the 6-blade fan that was in it. Now with the 12-blade, it sounds like a jet, guys. It's really nice. Nice little jet. Anyway, overall, guys, the overview of this airplane, it's an all EPO foam jet. It is powered by that 12-bladed 64mm fan with a 3900 kV outrunner spinning that thing. It's powered by a 40 amp ESC drive in that, and all of the 5 servos pre-installed. Now, it's only a 4-channel airplane, guys. It's aileron, elevator, throttle, and nose wheel steering. Now there's no rudder on the airplane, it really doesn't need it. One could probably be incorporated into it if you really wanted to add one, but it doesn't need it. It's just a very simple, again, 4-channel airplane. Now getting this thing together is really simple, and there's a lot of features to it. First and foremost, guys, the wings just plug right in with a spar running between the two. The spar runs all the way across, and then there's 4 wing screws that go in from the underside, and we'll take a look at those when I flip the airplane underneath. Now there is a little bit of gluing to do on the airplane. The vertical stabilizer, you just contact cement that in place. You take your elevators, you contact cement those in place. And then a couple other details like the ventral fins, you contact cement those in place, and also your wingtip missile rails. There's also some optional missiles and drop tanks that I'm going to show you when I flip the airplane on the underside that you can glue on. They have to be contact cemented in place. I tend to leave those off of there because they cause a little bit of drag. They tend to slow the airplane down, and you get a little less flight time out of it. But they look really good, and if you want the missiles, they're supplied with it. Another nice feature on this plane over towards the nose section here, guys, and again, my plane's a little rough because it's been flying around a lot, is the nose cone. Now you do glue this pitot tube on here, but it comes with a second nose cone, and this is a magnetic breakaway nose cone. Now, I've actually used that a couple times on landings where I've snagged the nose and boom, that comes off, or I'm transporting the airplane somewhere and it just pops off because I bang it into something. But it's really nice that they make that breakaway nose cone. It really kind of helps you, keep that thing in good shape. Now I'm going to flip this over. There's a lot of stuff on the underside here to sort of talk about, and starting at the back, Steve's going to kind of zoom in on here. As you can see here, guys, there's dual elevator control, and you can see where those are glued on right here. Also, the rods are just simply attached. That's something that comes in a parts bag, and you attach those in place. And otherwise, that's pretty much it for the elevator, but you do have dual elevator control. These are your ventral fins that you glue into place real easily. And the nice thing is they've actually improved this lower hatch. This whole thing comes off. There's a cheater hole here, there's cheater holes under the side, but this whole underside, as you can see, just comes off magnetically. It used to screw, but now with magnets, it actually stays on there quite nicely, and you can access everything really easily. Now under the underside here, you can see where the speed controller is here. It's just contact cemented in place with this little plastic guard to keep all the wires away. And then right in here, guys, is that this 64mm 12-bladed fan that's made by FMS that's really sweet. I'll spin that up a little bit here. And you can hear that just makes a really nice jet sound overall. But very easy access to the underside if you need to get in there for anything. And you can see that this thing just pops right into place, and you're good to go. Now, landing gear is fixed. You just screw those into place. There's 2 screws for each one. The nose gear goes on by putting an Allen wrench through here, and you just tighten that set screw, and that gives you your nose wheel steering strut there. And then the main wings, guys, very simply, all your servos are pre-installed in this. You just have to install your rods, and you can see right here your hard point spots for putting on your drop tanks. And you see there's external tanks, and if you want to glue those on, you can glue them in place with contact cement. Same thing here with these missiles, which I believe are Maverick missiles that go on in place. So you really have quite a complement of missiles if you do want to put them on there. You can fly with or without them. Again, adding them adds a little bit of drag. It also slows the airplane down just a little bit, and it reduces the flight time a little bit. So I tend to leave those off. I put the wingtip missiles on just because it kind of completes the airplane. It looks funny kind of without them on there. But otherwise, guys, are very simple fixed gear F-16. Really, really nice. Now the canopy, there's some detail on here a little bit. There's a pilot in there, and this whole thing just comes right off with a tongue and groove, as you can see, and a magnet in the front. You can see how nicely that just pops right on there. Again, mine's a little beat up because it's been out in the sun and it's been getting abused and everything. Now there's not a lot of space in here, and this thing actually runs on a 3-cell 2200. You can see I'm running a Connexus pack in here, and everything's all wired up with the EC5 connectors. Now you can see my battery is all the way towards the front. I put an additional foam block just to get it up there, and that gets the CG just about right. CG actually balances right about on this circle right here. I found that that panel line seems to work, or that circular area seems to be a good balance point. You can finger balance the airplane right at the field like that. And then there's just enough room, barely enough room here, guys, for your 4-channel receiver. You can see one antenna here, one I buried into the foam, and then of course you can also see your nose wheel steering servo in there. And again, not a lot of room, but plenty for your 3-cell battery and a 4-channel receiver, and it all fits in there just really nicely. So anyway, guys, overall, really nice improvements on this airplane. Again, this is the version 2 64mm fixed gear F-16. Again, guys, really nice flying airplane. Be sure to check for the flight demo video. We're gonna have an unboxing video there for you too. Thanks, guys. Again, check for this at Force RC. Thanks for checking out and flying FMS models, and as always, we'll see you next time.